So I'm excited to talk to you guys today about the upgrade program. Dan and Tim, so what do you think really makes the difference for customers in making that upgrade now? Like, what makes WebFOCUS 9.3 so much different than prior versions, particularly with the long-term support component, which I know many people are familiar with, but a few may not be?
Yeah, Dan, I'll let you kind of start. I know we have different perspectives, but I'll let you start first.
Sure. And thank you, Hannah, for that question. And I just want to also just welcome everybody to the session today, and thank Amtex for the invitation to kind of partner on today's webinar. And based on the names that we see here in the participants list, it's a who's who of our IBI customer base. I see a lot of customers that are really using our products at enterprise level. And, for customers who fit into that category, an upgrade is a big event, right? I mean, if you're on a 8207.28, which seems to be based on the poll there, where some of you are landing, or where you are right now, planning for that upgrade, budgeting for that upgrade, and then executing that upgrade are significant business events at your company, right? Our goal with the long-term support release is really to minimize the number of upgrades that you need to do over time. Many of you have told us that once you do that initial upgrade from a retired release, for example, to our 9.3X series, you want that long-term period of stability. And so that was really our goal, one of our main goals with the long-term support release, all the 9.3X products, the 9.3X versions, really to provide 5 years of stability, without the need to upgrade, to deliver on both maintenance and incremental new functionality. And in doing so, and to make sure that when you adopt the maintenance packs or the new capabilities, that it's done in a way that is very that is not invasive, that it's effectively equivalent to a hotfix install. Okay, so those are the kind of the goals of the long-term support release and why it's different. Once you're at that 9.3X level, all the subsequent adoption of maintenance is really just a hotfix type of scenario, as I said. What does that mean financially? It means that, instead of planning for the next upgrade a year or two down the road, you can now redirect that funding for new high-value projects that can actually bring more business value to your environment, to your company. It's huge, especially, again, those of you who are working with multiple servers, multiple environments. You do this upgrade once and you're done for 5 years, and yet you could still remain current and take advantage of the modern features. That's a long answer, Hannah, but one that I didn't really script, but as I was getting into my stream of consciousness, I hope that provides some perspective for the customers.
No,
Tim, what about your thoughts?
No, and I appreciate it, Dan. And I think both of us kind of decided we want to come to this unscript, which may be good or bad. Hopefully, the ideal is it's more of a conversation. I agree. One of the things I think that you pointed out in there that means the most to the customers that we work, because we work primarily with customers who are actually trying to build applications in this and create new analytics and trying to take their data and use it to make better decisions with. And so what we've seen in a lot of these is people will say, okay, well, I've got an upgrade now. And like you said, well, I know I'm going to have to upgrade data later on, so now I've got to keep that on the thing. So they spend so much time having to worry about these projects where they're upgrading, where they don't get to focus on the modernization side of that, which is always where we're hoping to get to work with people. As much as we love it and we're excited to work with IBI clients to get them to the latest and greatest, and that's part of this program, and we've got a lot of experience there. We know that you guys are wanting to do more than just stay current in the product. You're wanting to be able to continue to develop new things in the product, continue to do new things, and continue to find ways to use it to help better decisions for your clients or for whoever's using it. And so what happens is you spend so much time doing upgrades and stuff that those projects get put on the back burner. So I think that for us is the most exciting part of this, and where we see from our clients, the people we look at and work with this, we get to move beyond a little bit of the constant upgrades into, let's talk about where you're trying to move this next. Let us understand what you're trying to do from a business perspective, and let's find ways to use the data that you're using and modernize your applications to the way that they need to. So it moves the conversation in a different direction for us, which is exciting for us, but even more so for the clients who are needing to get the value from this. And having that multi-year stability means anything they create will be around for a while as well. And so very excited about this. And I'll with that being said, I'll kind of give back to you, Hannah, for the next question.
Yeah, no, that's great. I think from both of you, I'm hearing that you're excited about the opportunity for customers to have more bandwidth to be able to expand what they're doing and really, as the old idiom goes, work smarter, not harder. So Dan, I wanted to explore a little bit more about the differences between the long-term support release and what we've talked about before as being extended support. I know that the terms are similar, so I want to make sure that we eliminate any confusion around the topic.
Yeah, that's a great question. And one that I've had to respond to many times because it does create some confusion. So thanks for asking that. So, when we talk about extended support, we realize that customers need time to plan to move from a release that has been tagged for retirement. So many of you are on a release 8.x, as we said. When we issue our when we have issued our retirement statements for 8x, we did so with the knowledge, again, that customers are not just going to flip overnight and requires planning. So what we've done is we've embedded in all of our subscriptions what we call extended support. So it just allows you to keep utilizing a retired version and keep calling into support while you're planning your upgrade in parallel. So we really view extended support kind of as a bridge to take you to your upgrade. But an important point about extended support is, for a retired version, yes, you can call into support. We can help you with techniques. We can, make sure that you're up and running. But for those versions that are tagged as retired, we no longer provide actual product fixes or maintenance. So there's a nuance, Hannah, in that explanation. But at a high level, extended support is there for you for the retired releases, but it's not open-ended. It's really a bridge to take you, like I said, to the next, to that upgrade.
No, that's great. And what I'm hearing from you is that all of this is really targeted with the customer or built with the customer in mind, trying to make the whole process smoother. So with that, I want to change gears a little bit and talk about the IBI platform. So I know that the IBI platform was released in fall of 2024. We've talked a lot about it on the IBI side. I think, even on the Amtex side, we've also talked a bit about the platform. I wanted to get both of your take on, the move to 9.3 kind of in conjunction with the benefits of moving to the IBI WebFOCUS Analytics platform offering. What do you guys see as being the key benefits there for IBI customers?
Tim, did you want to take a try at that?
Yeah, I'll answer quickly. From the conversations with our clients that we've had about this, again, it's just the flexibility in knowing that they have full access to the platform and the parts that come with it. It makes it an easier process for them to do it. Understanding they have the ability to be able to do whatever is included in this. I know there's a few different packages, but from the analytics side of it, they're not worried about what they have access to, what they don't. So that frees people up as far as what type of projects they want to take on, how we're talking about the projects that we're doing with them. So a lot of flexibility and freedom in that. And also, by including IBI Data Migrator in that, I think, again, I appreciate IBI appreciating the data side of things and how it takes to be able to integrate that data within your application. Obviously, nothing happens without that, and being able to have that as part of it, I think, has been a key part too. giving clients the ability to be able to feed stuff in there that they need to in a way that makes sense and is not just in a back office type of way is just key to this as well. I like, again, and unfortunately I wasn't a part of this, it was completely IBI coming up with these, but again, from our clients' perspective, this is exactly what I think they've been asking for, being able to have that flexibility, but also be able to have enough of the data product to be able to bring the data in they need to be able to do that. Unlimited usage, getting the support they need, all those things has been huge to our clients, I know, and just having that flexibility to create the applications they want to be able to create. And Dan, I know you guys probably have a lot more as far as the thoughts and how that came and why that's there. So I'll let you kind of talk deeper on that.
Sure. Thanks, Tim. I think those are great observations. And, when we think about historically, how we evolved our product offerings, when IBI was a standalone company back in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s, I think we had something like 1,000 SKUs. And so it was a very onerous situation for our customers because you would license, let's say, certain adapters. Oh, you need a new data source. That's an upsell. Or you want to move to a self-service model where users build out their own content. Oh, that was, another SKU, another charge you had to worry about. And even more recently, when IBI was part of the integrated TIBCO IBI company, if you wanted to move your applications to the cloud, for example, that was an additional cost on your licensing, right? So, really what we wanted to do in looking at how we should really package the product moving forward, when we looked at this last year, is our goal was to really remove all the licensing complexity and deliver high value packed SKUs, high value packages. So we just came up with 3, our IBI WebFOCUS Analytics platform, our mainframe platform, and our data intelligence platform. And so for WebFOCUS Analytics platform, really what this means is we're providing automatically, you'll get cloud rights, the ability to deploy the product, container edition, cloud native approach. Unlimited usage is huge because, when you sign up for a multi-year license with IBI now, you don't have to worry about, wait a minute, I've got 500 users today. What if I expand next year? I have to come back, redo the licensing. So it lifts all the limits, not just on the number of users, but the number of environments. Oh, you need an extra DR environment because, for compliance reasons. You need additional UAT environments to ensure the product is ready to go before you roll it out into production. That's all there for you. Tim, you mentioned Data Migrator. One of the things that we're starting to see when customers adopt the new platform, there's so much value there that they start to look at other products, third-party products that they may be licensing that could be replaced by the platform. For example, if you're how much licensing dollars are you spending on an ETL tool like Informatica or maybe the IBM equivalent? Data Migrator comes integrated with the platform at no extra cost, right? And so another area that people look at is mainframe. I see on the list here, there are definitely some mainframe customers on the call today. If you need to open up BI capability with BI access to your mainframe data, you could be using WebFOCUS for that, but what if you're using another tool, right, that might be Linux-based or Windows-based? Do you want to have to move that mainframe transactional data, scrub it, transform it, bring it down to Linux or Windows and have those tools access it? That's an expensive proposition, right? So instead of doing that, you can keep the data on the mainframe, use our Open Data Hub, and provide that open data access. So there's so much value in these packages that, when customers move to that 9.3 level and move forward with the platform licensing, which is automatic pretty much for any customer who's renewing, It's a great combination because you're using the most modern release, and now you have all this, all these additional capabilities available to you, knowing that you'll never have to come back to us during this license period and have to uplift for anything. You'll be ready to go with the package.
Yep. And Dan, we did actually a session with Mark Nesson last year sometime on the mainframe stuff. So if any of you guys are curious, message us, send us an email or something, let us know. We can send you the recording data. It's actually on YouTube. We'll help you find it easy though. I'm sure it's been updated quite a bit since then, but at least shows you what some of the power there is. So
yeah,
that's great. Oh, go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, I was just going to say, for mainframe, you just got me thinking about it. So so much of this is also financial, right? And when you think about licensing mainframe products, it's usually based on the number of MSUs, or we used to call them MIPS, and then the number of environments tends to drive up the price of the licensing. In our case, it's just unlimited, and so it applies just as it applies to WebFOCUS Analytics that you might run on Linux or Windows. Mainframe is also unlimited, which again, I think over time is just big savings for our customers.
Yep. That's awesome. I think from an industry standpoint, that's pretty revolutionary. So that's exciting. Thank you guys.